Honorable participants, dear guests, welcome you all to the Model United Nations Summit powered by MUNTurkeycom. So I am Sezen Özkalp and I am going to be one of the moderators of the opening ceremony.
And I am Meltem Eser and I will be co-moderating with Sezen Özkalp today. And I will let Sezen introduce herself first and then I will introduce myself and we will move on with the opening ceremony.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, I am Sezen Özkalp and I am a 16-year-old. I am a student in Büyük College Private High School, and I have been interested in MUN since I was a 7th grader. So that's probably all. Meltem?
And I'm Meltem Eser. I'm a 17-year-old student and I go to the 12th grade in Bodrum Anatolian High School. I've been attending Model United Nations conferences in Bodrum for the last 3 years, and right now I work as the leader of the content producer team of MUNTurkey.com, and we're very excited to share all the things that we have been working on with you this next weekend.
Yes. So before we move on, we would like to inform you that we are going to hold a little Q&A. So if you have any questions about Model United Nations or MUN Turkey or MUN Summit, you can write them down to the chat box and we're going to answer them very soon. So I think we can proceed.
Yes, so now we are starting with the opening videos. I'll be screen sharing them. Following that, we would like to welcome you all once again. And we'd like to start off by saying that unfortunately our guest speaker, Alvaro Rodriguez, could not be here today with us for certain reasons. So that is why we are hosting it together. And instead of listening to his speech, we will give you a quick overview about what MUNTurkey.com is, what MUNPoint.com does, and how we work together, what we have been doing during this pandemic situation, how we have dealt with all of these online conferences, and what our further projects are at the moment. So for that, we will start with a quick slideshow. 1 second. Our MUN Summit will be tomorrow and the day after, so this weekend, and you can join all the sessions, the sessions that are suitable for you at any moment you'd like. As we can see that you are here, you have probably also received all of the other links, so you can click on each session and then enter them if you have been registered. We would like to remind you that you can miss a maximum of 5 sessions, and if you miss more than 5 sessions, you will not be able to receive a certificate. But if you attend more than that, you will receive a certificate at the end of this. And also, after the costs have been covered, the money that we have made up from this will be donated to Tema. So let us start with explaining to you what MUNTurkey.com is, what we do, what I do, what Sezen does, for example, and how this summit has been organized. Well, MUNTurkey.com works with 5 main bodies, 5 main departments. The first one is the content producer team, which is also the biggest team. And there are also a lot of members of this team with us today. I personally am the leader of this content producer team, which means that I regulate what they make, what the topics are, if they get granted or not, and stuff like that. And Sezen also helps me with that. We have our support team who has also organized this MUN summit for us, and they're also they are very hardworking, and they are with us today. And they have organized this MUN summit together with MUNpoint.com, which is a new platform that has been established together with MUNTurkey.com, which we'll give the details about as well. And we will also give you a quick preview of that new page and what it does. The third is the inspection team, which we have created after the online conferences. MUNTurkey.com normally was not really involved in conferences, but when we saw the small problems that occurred from online conferences, we decided to make up a small team that would go and inspect and supervise and give advice basically to conferences. We have our video editors because we have a couple of new projects as well, which involve video editing. So we have a couple of video editors. And we lastly have our online lesson tutors who also work for MUNpoint.com, who produce videos just like platforms such as Udemy and those online course platforms. And MUNpoint is also a platform like that. So speaking of our projects, one of our biggest projects of this period was the MUN Summit. As you all may know, MUNTurkey.com hosted the first online MUN conference in Turkey. And after that, everyone started to organize their own conferences as well, which is a very good thing in our opinion, because everyone had a very productive time. And we also assume that most of our participants also have been joining those conferences and maybe even organizing them themselves. So the MUN Summit was kind of a result of that. We decided to use this time that we spend online for something productive and something educational. So we decided to, together with MUNpoint.com and our support team, organize this. We have 20 speakers, 20 very experienced speakers from the field. Most of them have attended more than 30 conferences in their lifetimes. Most of them are university students now, and they are at the end of their MUN career. But they wanted to take this opportunity to reach out to you and give delegates, board members, organizers, and advisors and teachers information about what MUN is and how it could be improved and how you can develop new skills. Our second project is, like I mentioned before, our inspection team, which is led by Sezen. They are doing, well, how this team started is, you may know that these online conferences had been started by MUN Turkey. And after that, we saw a very big, people participated very much in these online conferences and also wants to organize it themselves, which is a very good thing because you gain new experiences and you see how the academic aspect is, you see how the organizational aspect is. But we also faced some little problems, which resulted in us creating this inspection team, because we wanted, MUNTurkey.com wants everyone to have a good experience in MUN conferences. And we decided to put up a team who would set boundaries, who would set standards under which MUN conferences would be organized under. But I think Sezen could explain the things about her inspection team a little bit better, so I will yield my speaking floor to her.
Thank you. So as Meltem actually explained, the reason why we created an inspection team was not just like supervising conferences, but also supporting them in any way that we can. So we actually help conferences be better and to develop themselves within the conference. We help them with any matter, with any problem, and we also try to provide a better opportunity for their participants while we are actually raising the quality of the conferences as much as we can. So we have actually a small team, and we are working really hard in order to provide the best experience to participants, because as you may know, online conferences are like very open for problems that may occur compared with normal conferences, normal physical conferences. So the inspection team is always there for conferences that are in the calendar of MUNTurkey.com. We are open for any help or any support.
And the inspection team also works before the conferences get added to the calendar, because we only want to support the conferences that make it up to the MUNTurkey.com standards, so that everyone can have the best experience online.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
We have we have special criteria in order to take conferences into our calendar, and only the conferences that provide those criteria can be in our calendar. That's why the inspection team works only for them.
Yes. Moving on, the next project is MUNPoint.com. And there are online lessons on this platform. And just like I mentioned before, this is going to be an online education platform, just like Udemy or Coursera or platforms like that. And I will show you a preview of that. 1 second. This is MUNPoint.com. It is not active yet, but some of the courses have already been added to MUNTurkey.com, which I will show you now. Here are courses. So when you go to the page of MUNTurkey.com, you can see here, you go to courses, and then you can see a couple of the courses that are open to purchase already. For example, if we go to this one, and this is one of our instructors, Cemre Sustesi Güzel. We have Cemre Sustesi Güzel, Umay Göllü, and much more tutors and people who want to shoot videos for us. And also our video editors help a lot with the editing of these videos. So here's a quick preview of this.
Herkese merhaba. Ben Cemre Sustesi Güzel. 20 yaşındayım. Adnan Menderes Üniversitesi'nde Uluslararası İlişkiler okuyorum. 2017 yılından beri MBM konferanslarına katılım gösteriyorum. 2018 yılında 2. DEO MBM'de başkanlık yaptım. Tecrübelerime daha fazlasını eklemek istediğim için kendi üniversitemde bir MBM topluluğu kurdum. Bu topluluğun kuruculuğunu yapıyorum ve aynı zamanda da düzenleyecek olduğumuz konferansın genel sekreterliğini
So
yapacağım.
without giving you too much of it, maybe our founder Anıl İpekçi can give us a little bit more of the video, so we can share a screen right now if he can, and if not, we will just continue going on with the rest of the slide.
Hello everybody, I'm the founder of MUNTurkey.com. Thank you very much for the beautiful presentation, both Sezen and Meltem. Everything was very clear and beautiful. So I want to show you our system. This is kind of Udemy or Khan Academy. You can get some courses online. Also, you can get a certificate if you are successful in the exam at the end of the courses. So as Meltem showed, we have right now 8 different courses, which are actually recorded for you. And it is for just not only for first timers, but also for the advanced level MUNers. And this project, it is the first in the world. After us, there will be more online courses in any other platforms in the world. So I want to just show you a few courses. Just Meltem showed, but I want to show you more from Cemre Sustesi Güzel. Actually, it's a Turkish course, but we would like to share it with you so that you can get an idea what kind of courses we are going to have in the platform.
Bugün Model Birleşmiş Milletler dersimizin ikincisinde beraberiz. Bugün anlatacağımız konuların arasında konferans nedir, Model Birleşmiş Milletler konferansları nelerdir, amaçları nelerdir, neleri içerir, bunlardan bahsedeceğiz. Sonra da konuya küçük bir özetten tekrardan bakıp bugünkü dersimizi bu şekilde sonlandırmış olacağız.
I would like to show you the other videos so that you can get an idea about the courses. For example, let's choose some of them. Okay, the conference guide from Umay Göllü. Okay, it is about the type of the committees, how to choose conference, and how to choose a committee, and also the benefits of MUN. So actually, you see there's a lot here, but when you enroll the course, you can just watch the videos. My internet is not very well, I guess, so the videos can be kind of slow, but let's see.
Everybody, my name is Maygölü, and for today's class, I will be teaching you a
with a better internet connection,
little
it's
conference guide.
much faster. This is because of my computer today. And that's all. I will yield the floor to Meltem again, or Sezen. We can proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. We will proceed as normally with our slide, and so I will be sharing my screen again. So that was everything about the online courses, which are will be very beneficial for you, especially if you're starting as a first timer at MUN, if you don't know where to start. So we are also working on a new platform, which if you have been organizing, if you have tried to organize a conference, or if you have organized a conference in this online period, or even physically, you will know how difficult it is to send all those emails to everyone individually, to make sure that all the countries and all the allocations are being sent out perfectly fine, and not double and maybe to the wrong person. We are working on that. We're trying to establish a site or a platform that Secretary Generals can use to make allocations, to set their agenda items in, to give out certificates automatically to participants who have participated completely, to give out awards, to be able to make the payments, and many other things. So this will be very, very helpful if you know how difficult it is to organize a conference. So this is also a thing that we are working on. Another thing is our store. We have designed a couple of t-shirts or sweatshirts, and our Campus Game page will be opening soon. I personally have actually designed a couple of t-shirts for this page, so I'm very excited that this is coming out. So if you're interested in things like that, you can also go on Campus Game soon. I can show you it already, but there's not much on the page yet. It is, where is it? Is this the, yes, this is the MUNTurkey.com shop. These are the old designs, but there will come very cool new designs as well. So if you're interested in that, that will be available soon too. Then we have a very cool video, and this is also why we have our video editors. And that is a 60 YouTube videos in 60 days project. And this is a project of Dilan Nurcan. I don't know if she's with us today, but this is a very cool project. It's a very challenging thing. And we are also looking for people to interview, for people to talk to in these videos. So if you're interested, feel free to get in contact with us through Instagram or via our email address, info@MUNTurkey.com. So if you have a creative idea that you'd like to share for YouTube with us, if you want to share your experiences, don't hesitate to get in contact. So to wrap everything up, we are mainly working to educate people. This is why MUN Turkey has been established in 2016, because at the time our founder and teacher Anıl İpekçi could simply not find sources for his students that wanted to attend MUN conferences. And that's why this page has been, well, this platform has been established and has been growing ever since. We work with more than 100 people, mainly students who are eager to learn and who are also eager to teach others. That's why we are working on all these projects together. We share ideas, we brainstorm about them. We write rules of procedure guides. Those are a couple of new things that we're doing for each committee. So you may know the UN Security Council, NATO, human rights, the refugee committees, all of them. We're giving overviews on them, and can I give you an example? I can't give you an example of that one because I haven't prepared it, but we are also working on country guides. Aybike Canatala is doing that. She is slowly every week producing one country guide, a lot of information about each country, which I will show you a couple of examples of. This is the first one, for example. This is Germany. These will be uploaded to the webpage, and when you're attending an MUN conference, if you want one file with compact information about the geography, the people and culture, the governmental information, which can be a bit difficult sometimes, the economy, and military and security, you can, when we have formed this archive kind of, you can come in here, you can look for your country, maybe also look at other countries to see how they're related to each other and what their, you know, informations are. You can come over to our country guides and get very quick information about them. We are putting them in PDF format so that it's very easy to read. And then the last one is a crisis guide. You may have seen that crisis committees are very new for a lot of people, and not everyone knows how to react to them or how to follow the procedures of them. So we are working on a big crisis guide. We have gotten permission from a university to use their guide, transform it into our own guide and translate it. So we'll be using that crisis guide, and of course every conference follows their own rules, and some things might change a little bit from conference to conference, but if you want one big source for crisis, we will also have that. And that is the end of this slideshow. And we are also slowly coming to the end of our closing ceremony, and we will be going into our Q&A session, if I'm not wrong.
So I actually have a private question, and the question is, what did you do to reach the point you are today in MUN Turkey? So I think we can both answer this question. To be honest, actually my journey in MUNTurkeycom started with me writing a couple of articles and being the president of Time and Who committee in the first online conference. When I had some experience in MUN, and it started my journey in MUNTurkeycom.
Oh, about MUNTurkey.com.
Yeah.
Well, I think mine was similar too. I saw an application to be a writer, and these applications open every season. So in September, the writers' applications will open again. So if you're interested, you can apply in September as well. Applied for it, and wherever I could help, I was like, okay, can I help you with anything? And that's still what I do to support it. If I can help anywhere, I do, and that's how we kind of become a family. But there's really no such thing as getting somewhere in this family, because we work with our teacher Anıl Hoca, and he supports us with everything we do, and if we want to do something, we can. So if you want to be part of the team, and if the applications for it open, definitely go for it. And if you are eager to learn, if you are the person suitable for this team, you can be part of it as well. I see another question in the chat box. Could you please explain Thyman and Harvard procedures? Personally, I don't think we should do this right now, because in the following 2 days, there will be a lot of information about all these things, and also specifically about Thyman and Harvard procedures. There's a special session for this one actually as well, for as far as I remember. So I think it's better if you find that session and then come to that session to watch it from a professional. That would be better. There's another question.
Yeah, by the way, please do not hesitate to ask any questions. We will answer them as much as we can.
Sezen, there's another question. You can read that one.
Yeah, where should we start to be in the academic team? So where can you start? Like when you have some experience in your field, you can apply as first of all chair board members. Like you can be a vice chair in the first place. If you are experienced enough, then the executive team would probably choose you as a chair board member. And when you get experienced as a chair board member, you can become an under secretary general with the invitation of the executive boards of the committee of conferences, or if you are really enough experienced, you may even organize your own conference. And if you are like less experienced in MUN field, just focus on increasing your MUN skills and MUN experience level, and then you can apply as chair board members. Then you will your academic team membership journey will start eventually.
How many conferences should we attend to in order to become a part of MUNTurkey.com? Well, To be honest, like I mentioned before, we like to work with people who are eager to learn and also transform their information into new things and bring them over to others. So in our team, we don't necessarily have people who have more than 30 or 40 conferences. That's not really the type of people we work with. All of us have a amount of knowledge about MUN or maybe other conferences, youth forums and stuff like that. But it's mostly about how you bring that over to people. If a person is able to write an article about it correctly.
Malta, did she freeze? Is it just me?
No.
Okay. Until her connection is stable again, I can continue with answering the question. So, like, becoming a part of MUN Turkey is, it depends on what team you are in. For example, if you want to become a writer in MUNTurkeycom, it isn't, even if you have 2 MUN experiences, you can apply as a writer, because, you know, writing an article is different than being a good MUNer. And your writing skills are very important, and do not hesitate to apply as a writer or as another MUNTurkey.com team member, even if you are not very experienced. Welcome back, Malta.
I'm so sorry, my internet cut off. There was another question. I believe you answered this one. There was another question which I missed, but it was in the chat box. So maybe if you could send it again, we can see it. Or maybe Sezen, you have it so you can read it.
Yeah, I can read it. Hi, Meltem and Sezen. I guess this will be the first online summit for lots of MUNers. What are your advices for making it more fruitful? So, Meltem,
yeah.
You can go first.
You have the schedule in hand. I would suggest questioning for yourself first. Like, what are you? Are you a first-timer? Are you a more experienced delegate? Do you want to become a board member? Will you eventually, is my voice still audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Will you eventually become an academic team member? What are your expectations from MUN? So if you have notes and questions about that, finding the suitable session for yourself, taking notes, maybe asking questions would be very efficient for you. What do you think, Sezen?
Yeah, I think exactly the same. Like, please do not hesitate to ask any questions, because all of our speakers are very eager to answer them all and give you the most beneficial summit of all times. And you can, as Meltem said, you can take notes and try to listen to every speech, because they are kind of connected to each other and they are a whole, all of them.
Exactly.
And there's another question. How many delegate experiences do we need to become a chair? So actually, giving an exact number of experiences is not very, is not the right thing to do. Like, all of your actually experience, qualifications of your experiences, your awards, and your MUN skills are important, especially motivation letters or other essays in the application form of the conference that you're applying are very, very important. But like, don't just focus on the experience level, but experience number, but just try to improve yourself in any MUN conference that you attend.
And I think networking is also very important because, well, now we are online and of course we're working with forums and motivation letters a lot. But if you're in an environment where you know a lot of friends who are board members, who are becoming academic team members, you can ask them, hey, is there a place for me to be a vice chair or a reporter to supervise, or maybe you can even be an admin and look at what the board members are doing. There are a lot of tips and tricks for you to kind of supervise and learn about the process. And then once you actually want to be involved in it, I think also asking around, asking your friends through networks and schools is also very effective. There's another question. When you want to be a writer, when you're a writer, what are you writing about? Sezen.
Okay. So commonly I write articles about MUN, but not just about MUN. I also give advices to MUNers. For example, I wrote an article about how to be a president of the General Assembly, and my other articles are about world problems. I wrote an article about the situation in Yemen, for example, last month, I guess, and I have an article about the real Secretary General of United Nations. We are writing articles about several issues, but mostly about world problems, MUN or the real United Nations.
And also we get in contact with our social media team, and a lot of our followers and people that follow our platform, they ask us specific questions, and also to the support team. They receive a lot of questions. For example, there was one period where we had to produce a lot of content for chairs, people who wanted to chair for the first time. So we also listen to you, what you want to hear. If you want more advanced stuff, we try to produce more content for advanced delegates, maybe for academic team members, like what the differences are between the academic and the organization team and stuff like that. So it depends on the time, for example. And if we have to be a little bit more open, for example, right now, we are not producing any more content that is, for example, the comparison between GA committees and crisis committees, because they have different procedures, but we already have enough content about that, so we don't write about that for right now. But if we ever need something like that again, we will write something about that. There's another question. Can we be a writer even if we don't have much experience and have not done this work for years, but we are knowledgeable and have good writing skills? Yes, that's the perfect person that we're looking for, basically. Are there any criteria for chairs in a committee to pick specific delegates for awards? There is a whole session about this in the summit. So I personally don't have a lot of physical sharing experiences, and our speakers in the summits will have much more experience about that. So there's a whole session about this. If you check on the schedule, you'll see when it is. So we would, if there are any other questions, we can have them. Yes, there is.
Yeah. How do you think students should be selected for their school's MUN club, especially when there are many people trying to join the club, but not as many slots? Okay, so actually, for example, in my MUN club in my school, there is not such a big criteria to be a part of the MUN club, but actually it depends on the criteria of the club. Like I'm not sure if they want any writing skills from you, or if they're wanting any oral skills, any other criteria. Meltem, do you have anything to say about this?
Well, I think it could be separated into groups. For example, if the school wants to organize a real conference with this MUN club, then it should be chosen from delegates or from participants or from students who will actually be capable of organizing conference with that discipline and such hard work. But if there's a group of people who really want to learn about MUN, then an educational group could be formed maybe, and then people can be picked out of that group to actually organize their own conference as well. But the actual criteria for a student to be able to participate in an MUN club, I think it should be open for everyone. And if a student is really capable of handling all the information, and if they can really improve themselves in it, they can stay. And if it's not suitable for them, then I think they won't be able to go further with it for too long.
Yeah. And an advice from me, if anyone is struggling with getting into the MUN club of their school, maybe you can attend some conferences as individual delegates, first of all, and be an experienced student. Then I think it will be easier for you to be in that club. But as Meltem said, I think it should be open for anyone, like first-timers, people who don't know anything about MUN.
And I think a very good side of these clubs or communities are also that most of us right now are also Turkish students, and it really creates an environment where students have to speak English with each other, which I think is a very valuable thing. Are you thinking of establishing a system to allocate awards for delegates fairly? Well, yes, awards. There's another session about giving out awards and how it should be done, because especially chairs tend to give out awards to their close friends and things like that. It happens. It should not happen. If you are a chair yourself, you should not do that, but it happens sometimes. But I think you should follow that session to find out about this. An exact system about this could be established. There are these MUN programs that you use, and maybe the person who speaks the most, could get an award, but I don't think that would be a very good evaluation system as well. It has to be a bit more physical, and the chairs have to be fair in that field.
Actually, yes, like establishing a system or like a technological system maybe is not quite beneficial, we think, because it depends on the chair board, but like the inspection team is actually dealing with these stuff too. Like it is important for us to distribute awards fairly, and we encourage the conferences to actually advise the chair board members to do so.
All right. Any other questions? We can answer them, but we do not want to keep you here for too long, because we assume that you will be joining these summits, or at least the sessions that you want to join for this next weekend. Yes, she's saying thank you. We're welcome. So without making it too longer, I guess, we would like to thank the support team for organizing this summit this weekend. We would like to thank our founder and teacher, Anneli Pekci, for supporting us during this big journey together with all our projects and everything that we do. We'd like to thank all of our participants for being here with us tonight, and also this weekend. I'd like to thank Cezanne for moderating, and I'd personally like to wish you all a good evening.
Thank you all, and I also wish you a good evening. Thank you for participating in our opening ceremony and MUN Summit as a whole.
Thank you.